A few days ago, I had to tear apart a wall that had mold in it on the inside, and it actually had what appeared to be mold on the outside. So I figured I would show you a few pictures here of what it actually looks like. Just to give you an idea, I have came across plenty of jobs, torn apart lots of things where I have mold on the inside, but you don't have it on the outside. You have mold on the inside of the drywall, but you do not have it on the inside of the drywall or the insulation. But that really wasn't the case here, which led me to believe that possibly the water leak was coming from, let's just say, the outside. It was something that was saturating the wall, providing it with a lot of water. Now, this was, I believe, a few days after it rained, and it was actually raining the day that I tore this apart, but I was under a patio, so I wasn't getting wet. But you can already see the water on the insulation and the mold on the drywall. There it is right there. Whether it's highly toxic or not, I am still alive. I'm glad to report I can still make a few more videos. If I do not make any more videos in a few weeks, you will know that this was probably the reason why. Okay, that's probably not going to happen either. But here you can see where it's wet. Here's the framing, and you don't see a lot of damage down here. You can see something here, and probably tells you that it was pulling the water up. Probably the ground or the concrete was getting wet on the outside, and it was pulling the water up. And again, I'm just guessing. I don't know if this is mold or dirt. It's hard to say. Here's where the problem area is. And we can see here that the stucco just went right down to the concrete. There was no J-metal on the bottom. There was no weep screed. The stucco just went right down to the ground. And it's really hard to say whether the water was seeping into the bottom of the stucco or whether the stucco was touching the concrete and simply pulling it up for a long period of time. Now, here's the stucco I was removing, and then here's the inside. You can see where the paper's wet up here. So it's really hard to say. It's hard for me to say 100% what the problem is here. But the main reason why I made the video was to give you an idea that if you do have mold on the outside of a wall. Now, if this is an interior wall, all you would need to do is go check the other side of the wall. So, for instance, if you had a bedroom here and a bathroom on the other side, you would just need to look at this room, walk around the corner, and check out the other side of the wall. And if you didn't see any damage, then there's a good chance it would the damage could be contained to this area here or one side of the wall. And you do the same thing with stucco. If it's the exterior of the building, you have the interior, something like this, you just simply go on the outside and check it out and see if the stucco is damaged. And again, let's take a look at another picture here. It really is hard for me to tell whether this is mold. I tried to wash it off, and it was very hard to wash it off. You can see how clean I got this area here, but I couldn't get this area here really. Not like I spent 4 hours on it, but I did spend probably about, I grabbed a brush and washed it off about 4 times, and this was what I got. And it really wasn't that much of an improvement. This was kind of all I got, and that was it. And this is this is located in a shaded hallway, so this thing, if it is going to get wet, it's rarely going to dry out, which again is another reason another area where mold is going to grow in shaded areas. If the sun's hitting it, it might not be growing very much. Anyway, that's it for the video. If you do have mold on the inside, keep in mind that it might be on the outside. It's always going to be a good chance to check the other side of the wall no matter what. And if you do have mold on both sides, then we can suggest that there's a high probability that the mold is actually inside the walls also.